Enlightened. What does it truly mean? For most, the word conjures up images of serene gurus meditating in remote caves, revolutionary thinkers challenging the status quo, and rare transformative moments of profound awakening that reshape the course of life. But is there a single definitive answer to this age-old question? Is enlightenment a singular destination we can definitively reach, a linear process with clear milestones, or something far more fluid, far more elusive, and perhaps even more personal? Today we're not embarking on a superficial survey. We're diving deep into a philosophical and spiritual expedition, spanning across cultures, traversing centuries, and exploring the diverse ways humanity has sought, defined, and ultimately understood this deeply human quest for enlightenment. Prepare to have your perspectives broadened, your assumptions challenged, and your understanding of reality profoundly enriched. Welcome, fellow seekers of truth, to a journey that transcends the boundaries of conventional wisdom. We're not here to offer you a simplistic, one-size-fits-all answer, to dictate a single path or a rigid set of beliefs. Instead, we're here to unpack the multifaceted nature of enlightenment, to explore its diverse expressions, and to empower you to forge your own understanding of this timeless human aspiration. Let's begin our journey in the East, the cradle of many spiritual traditions, where the pursuit of enlightenment has been a central and enduring theme for millennia, shaping cultures, philosophies, and the very fabric of society. In Buddhism, enlightenment, most commonly known as nirvana, is not merely a state of intellectual understanding, but a profound transformation of consciousness, a liberation from the pervasive reality of suffering, dukkha, and the seemingly endless cycle of rebirth, samsara. It's a journey of self-discovery and ethical development, guided by the wisdom of the Four Noble Truths and the practical guidance of the Eightfold Path. Let's begin our journey in the East, the cradle of many spiritual traditions where the pursuit of enlightenment has been a central and enduring theme for millennia, shaping cultures, philosophies, and the very fabric of society. A key philosophical point of departure within Buddhism lies in its core concept of anatta, non-self, a radical challenge to the Western emphasis on individual identity and the autonomous self. Anatta posits that the sense of a permanent, unchanging I is an illusion, a mental construct obscuring the constantly flowing nature of consciousness and experience. This contrasts sharply with Western philosophical traditions, from Descartes' assertion of the thinking I to modern notions of self-reliance and individual rights. However, the implications of anatta extend beyond mere philosophical debate, impacting our understanding of identity, attachment, and the very fabric of consciousness. While Western thought often prioritizes the expression and empowerment of the individual self, Buddhism's emphasis on non-self can be reconciled with healthy self-esteem through practices of self-compassion and finding meaning in something beyond ego gratification. Furthermore, the Buddhist understanding of anicca, impermanence, the recognition that all phenomena are in a state of constant flux, both echoes and diverges from Western philosophical discussions of time and being. While some Western traditions have sought unchanging truths, Buddhism embraces the dynamic nature of reality, urging acceptance of change and loss. At the heart of Buddhist philosophy lies a profound ethical framework grounded in karuna, compassion, and metta, loving kindness, the active wish for the well-being and liberation of all beings. This ethic, informed by an understanding of cause and effect and interconnectedness, offers a compelling alternative to purely individualistic or rule-based Western ethical systems. In contemporary society, Buddhist mindfulness practices have found significant resonance in psychology and neuroscience, offering effective tools for stress reduction, emotional regulation, and self-awareness. Moreover, Buddhist principles of nonviolence, compassion, and interconnectedness provide valuable ethical guidance for addressing pressing social and environmental issues. The ongoing dialogue between Buddhist philosophy and Western thought presents a rich opportunity for synthesis, enriching our understanding of the self, ethics, and our place in the world. Hinduism, with its vast and diverse tapestry of traditions and philosophies, offers a more multifaceted and nuanced understanding of enlightenment, often referred to as moksha, liberation. This liberation encompasses a range of goals, from union with the divine to the realization of one's true nature, and is pursued through various paths, including jnana yoga, the path of knowledge, bhakti yoga, the path of devotion, and karma yoga, the path of action. Hindu philosophy offers a rich library of thought, centered around the concept of Brahman, the ultimate reality from which all existence arises. The relationship between Brahman and Atman, the individual self, is a central philosophical concern, with Vedanta schools exploring the implications of their unity or duality for transcending the ego and understanding our place in the cosmos. The concept of Maya, the veil of illusion, prompts deep reflection on the nature of perception, consciousness, and the pursuit of lasting happiness amidst the transient world. Furthermore, the principle of karma, the law of cause and effect, provides a robust ethical framework, emphasizing personal responsibility, righteous action, dharma, and the interconnectedness of our choices. These ancient ideas continue to resonate in the modern world, offering valuable perspectives on existential questions about the meaning of life, the nature of suffering, and the search for purpose. Derived practices like yoga and meditation have found widespread acceptance, with scientific research validating their benefits for physical and mental well-being. However, Hinduism also faces the challenge of reconciling its ancient traditions with contemporary values like individualism, equality, social justice, and scientific inquiry, requiring ongoing reinterpretation, selective adaptation, and open dialogue to integrate its wisdom with the modern context. Taoism, with its emphasis on living in harmony with the Tao, the way, the natural order of the universe, offers a unique perspective on enlightenment. Enlightenment in this context involves aligning oneself with this flow, embracing spontaneity, and cultivating wu-wei, non-action, a paradoxical state of effortless action and perfect alignment. Taoism offers a unique philosophical framework centered on the concept of day-day, often translated as virtue or power, which represents the inherent quality enabling things to follow the Tao, Tao, the natural order of the universe. Day has profound implications for authentic living, cultivating inner strength, and influencing others through integrity rather than force. Challenging dualistic thinking, Taoism emphasizes non-duality, the interconnectedness of all things, where apparent opposites like yin and yang are understood as complementary aspects of a unified whole. Furthermore, the Taoist understanding of change and impermanence highlights the constant flux of reality, urging acceptance and adaptability as essential for navigating life's inevitable ups and downs. These core principles find modern resonance in concepts like flow state, mindfulness, and ecological awareness, reflecting a shared emphasis on harmony, balance, and interconnectedness. The practical application of wu-wei, effortless action, offers valuable insights for leadership, creativity, and problem-solving, advocating for intuition and spontaneity over forced solutions. However, the integration of Taoist philosophy into a fast-paced, goal-oriented society presents challenges, requiring conscious strategies for finding balance and cultivating inner peace amidst external demands. Now let's turn our gaze westward, to the intellectual and cultural landscape where the concept of enlightenment has taken on a dramatically different, though equally profound, set of meanings. The 18th century Enlightenment, often hailed as the Age of Reason, was a period of intense intellectual ferment and profound societal transformation. It emphasized the power of human reason, scientific inquiry, individual rights, and the pursuit of progress. Enlightenment was passionately seen as a liberation from the perceived shackles of ignorance, superstition, religious dogma, and political tyranny. The Enlightenment era, a period of profound intellectual and social transformation, was characterized by a fervent embrace of reason, individual rights, and the pursuit of progress. Immanuel Kant's call to sapere aude, dare to know, encapsulates the Enlightenment's emphasis on intellectual autonomy and the courage to challenge established authority. John Locke's articulation of natural rights profoundly influenced modern conceptions of liberty, equality, and justice, laying the groundwork for limited government and individual freedoms. Jean-Jacques Rousseau's concept of the social contract, while complex and debated, raised fundamental questions about political legitimacy and the relationship between the individual and society. While the Enlightenment's legacy is undeniable, shaping modern democracy and scientific advancement, it is crucial to critically examine its limitations. The era's universalist claims often excluded marginalized groups, and its emphasis on reason sometimes masked underlying biases. The ongoing debate about the role of reason and rationality in society, as well as the challenge of reconciling individual autonomy with global interdependence, remains a central concern in contemporary thought. Stoicism, though originating in ancient Greece, experienced a significant revival and influence during the Enlightenment, and continues to resonate with individuals seeking inner peace and resilience in the face of adversity. Enlightenment, in a Stoic sense, is not about achieving a transcendent state, but about cultivating inner virtue, reason, and self-mastery. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy finding renewed relevance today, offers a powerful framework for navigating life's challenges. The core Stoic concept of apatheia, advocates for rational control over our reactions to external events, not as a suppression of emotions, but as a path to inner tranquility and equanimity. This emphasis on reason is interwoven with the central Stoic value of arete, virtue or excellence, considered the sole good and the key to true happiness. Stoic ethics prioritize wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, shaping a philosophy of personal integrity and responsible action. To cultivate resilience and gratitude, Stoicism employs the practice of negative visualization, premeditatio malorum, a technique for appreciating what we have by contemplating its potential loss. These ancient principles find compelling parallels with modern psychology, particularly in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and stress management techniques. Stoicism's focus on self-control, acceptance, and virtue offers practical guidance for navigating challenges like social media pressure and workplace stress, while also prompting reflection on existential anxieties. However, contemporary interpretations of Stoicism often seek to address its potential limitations, such as its emphasis on individual control, by integrating a more compassionate and socially conscious perspective, recognizing the importance of social justice and collective well-being. Existentialism, a 20th-century philosophical movement that emerged in response to the perceived meaninglessness and absurdity of modern life, offers a radically individualistic and empowering perspective on enlightenment. Enlightenment, if it can be called that, in this context, is not about finding a predetermined truth or achieving a state of transcendence, but about having the courage to define oneself authentically and embrace the freedom and responsibility that come with existence. Existentialism, a 20th-century philosophical movement, is defined by Sartre's radical assertion that existence precedes essence, which underscores the primacy of free will and the profound responsibility individuals bear in creating their own meaning. This rejection of predetermined identity challenges traditional notions of human nature and forces a confrontation with the anxiety inherent in radical freedom. Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch, Overman, while controversial, further explores this theme, calling for a re-evaluation of morality and the courageous creation of personal values. Authenticity emerges as a central virtue within existentialism, emphasizing the importance of living in accordance with one's beliefs and resisting the self-deception of bad faith. These core ideas continue to resonate in contemporary discussions of identity, self-discovery, and the search for purpose in an increasingly complex world. Existentialism offers a framework for understanding and addressing issues like anxiety, depression, and alienation, though its emphasis on individual responsibility has also drawn criticism for potentially neglecting the influence of social and systemic factors on human experience. Despite the profound differences in their historical contexts, philosophical frameworks, and cultural expressions, these diverse Eastern and Western traditions share some enduring common threads in their exploration of the concept of enlightenment. Let's examine these core themes and identify the unifying threads that weave through the tapestry of human striving for self-understanding and liberation. A central and unifying theme across these diverse traditions is the emphasis on the journey of discovering one's true nature, of peeling back the layers of illusion and conditioning to reveal the authentic self. Whether it's the Buddhist concept of non-self, anatta, and the dissolution of the ego, or the existentialist emphasis on authentic self-creation and the embrace of individual freedom, the quest for self-understanding is a recurring motif. Enlightenment is rarely conceived as a static state, a fixed destination. Instead, it is most often portrayed as a dynamic and ongoing process of profound change, a metamorphosis of the self, a shedding of old identities and limitations, and an emergence into a new and more authentic way of being.